Let me start the recording and then I'll start with the lecture. Okay, good morning, class. Today we are going to start our unit number 1, and in first unit, the topic that we are going to discuss today are these 4 topics. That first we are going through what exactly do you mean by an operating system. Then we are going to see what do you mean by the abstract view of a components of a computer. Then we are going to talk about the user viewpoint of an operating system and a system viewpoint of an operating system. Then there are two main other topics, that means computer system organization and operation. Okay, so basically these are the 6 topics that we are going to discuss today in today's lecture. So moving towards the very first topic, that is definition. So if I'll ask you, what exactly do you mean by an operating system? So as discussed in the last class, we can say that operating system is a software that manages a computer's hardware, right? This is the basic idea of what an operating system can be. ये बेसिकली एक सॉफ्टवेयर है जो कंप्यूटर के हार्डवेयर को मैनेज करता है एंड इट अलाउज अस टू यूज दैट पर्टिकुलर हार्डवेयर. हम और भी तरीके से ओएस को डिफाइन कर सकते हैं दैट okay, operating system can also be termed as a software that provides an environment for application programs. Now we know what application programs are. Application programs such as word processors, spreadsheets, games, notepad, and everything. So an environment for these application program to run and execute, which can finish their task. So an operating system can also be termed as an environment. It can also be defined as an interface between computer hardware and computer users. So this particular discussion will give you an idea that operating system can have different definitions. So definitions can be different, but the idea is almost similar to each other. That operating system क्या कर रहा है basically? It is actually allowing us, the user, to use the computer hardwares. So operating system हो गया एक software component which is allowing us to use the hardware component. It is a software component which ultimately builds an environment for application programs, वो programs जिसको हम use करना चाहते हैं as a user, or at the end of the day I can say it bridges the gap between a computer hardware and a computer user. Right. So swiftly moving to the next topic that we are going to talk about, that how a component or how a computers can be divided into number of components. Right. First of all, we have to understand the role of an OS in modern computing environment. So to understand that, we have to understand what is the organization and the architecture of computer hardware. Right. So for that, we are going to discuss the next slide, in which we are going to talk about the abstract view of component of a computer. कि एक कंप्यूटर में कितने कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं, कौन से कंपोनेंट्स को ओएस को मैनेज करना पड़ता है, सो दैट विल हैव अ डीपर आइडिया कि ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम बेसिकली क्या होता है, कौन से कंपोनेंट्स को वो मैनेज करता है, राइट? सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड यू कैन सी this diagram on the screen. It roughly gives you an idea the various component of a computer. I can roughly say that any computer system can be divided into 4 components. I'm going from bottom to top. The very first part of a component or a component of a computer is computer hardware. So this computer hardware has includes basic computing resources such as CPU, आपका central processing unit आ गया उसमें, your memory आ गया उसमें, that is main memory, then IO devices, the input output devices, the peripherals that you connect. So all the computer hardware comes under this. The next part or a component of a computer is the OS itself. Now, this OS basically controls and coordinates the hardware among various application and user we just not discussed. कि OS जो है वो क्या ही करता है, ये सारी चीजें मैनेज करता है. उसमें मैनेज करने में क्या क्या आ गया? It manages the hardware, it manages the various application programs, and it also manages the user, because यूजर को कौन सा टास्क परफॉर्म करना है, So वो सारी चीज़ें easily हो जाए and user will be able to accomplish or execute a particular task that is also being enabled by an operating system. Moving on to the third component, which is application programs. What are application programs? I can say these are the small programs by which we use system resources and we solve any problem. For example, अगर मुझे एक letter draft करना है, so I use a Microsoft Word application. This is an application program और वो use करने के लिए I'm using a computer resource which can be a shared resource like main memory मैं use कर रहा हूँ, secondary storage use कर रहा हूँ because after the drafting of my letter, I'll be storing it onto my hard disk. So I'm using the shared component of a computer and I'm solving my particular problem. So that's what application program is. इसमें बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स अगर मुझे देना हो व्हाट डू इन बाय एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम सो यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन अदर देन दैट वर्ड प्रोसेसर्स हो गए वेब ब्राउजर्स है कंपाइलर्स है डेटाबेस सिस्टम्स है वीडियो गेम्स है एंड सो ऑन and the fourth component which is the very most important is the users. So what the users can be different people, users can be different machines also. कभी कभी ऐसे computers होते हैं जो it interacts with another computer, it not necessarily be requiring a human intervention. So user can have people, user can have different another user or different or user can have machines and other computer as well. So this is the basic abstract view of what are the different components of a computer. So there are four, starting from the bottom, computer hardware, then the OS, then application program, and the user. Now, if you have to understand more about the operating system's role, कि इसमें role क्या है operating system का है तो parts हो गए. So basically, what exactly an operating system does in this scenario, we have to understand the operating system from two point of view. दो point of view से हमको OS को understand करना पड़ेगा. पहला है कि user point of view से. For example, I am using a computer. So how do I expect the operating system to behave? So that is a user point of view. और सेकेंड व्यू पॉइंट है सिस्टम का कि कंप्यूटर जो आपका हार्डवेयर जो आपका कंप्यूटर खुद है वो क्या एक्सपेक्ट करता है कि ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम कैसे बिहेव करे राइट सो हाउ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम शुड बिहेव नाउ यू कैन सी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्क्रीन that operating system is the middle layer between application program and user. This is us and computer hardware. So operating system is serving the user, operating system is serving the computer hardware also. So this is a very responsible layer, it is a very responsible component. Operating system not only has to look after the computer hardware की उसको properly manage करना, maximization utilization करना, efficiently use करना, ये सब तो देखना ही है, but other than that operating system is also serving application program and ultimately serving us the users. So इसीलिए operating systems जो है उसको बहुत सारे roles and responsibilities होती है. So वो समझने के लिए what does exactly operating system do, we have to understand operating system with two viewpoint. One is user viewpoint and second is system viewpoint. Okay. So if we are talking about first the user viewpoint, कि अगर मैं एक user हूँ and I'm using a computer or suppose I'm using a mobile operating system, then what does a user expect it to be? So generally, uh, the user viewpoint of a computer varies according to the interface being used. अब जैसे मैंने अभी बोलते बोलते दो एग्जांपल्स आपके सामने दिया, a user can use a laptop or a PC or user can use a mobile phone. So when I'm saying I'm using a laptop, so the interface that I'm using here is different. Just a minute. Right. So the interface that I'm using is different. I'm using keypads, keyboard, I'm using mouse, I'm using different other peripherals when I'm using the operating system on my laptop or a computer. But when I'm using the operating system on my mobile phone, then what do? We just swipe up, swipe left, and there's a touch screen which is available. So basically, अगर मुझे user point of view से computer operating system का रोल आइडेंटिफाई करना है सो वो वेरी करता है डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि कौन सा इंटरफेस हम यूज कर रहे हैं राइट सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वील डिस्कस about the computers users which sit with a laptop or front of a PC which has monitor, keyboard and mouse. सो सच सिस्टम इज डिजाइन फॉर वन यूजर ओनली, सिंगल यूजर के लिए ही डिजाइन किया जाता है. सो इट मोनोपोलाइजेस इट्स रिसोर्सेस. What do we want? We want the operating system or a computer system uh, to be convenient, to be easy to use, and to have good performance. हम लोग कोई भी मोबाइल फोन खरीदने जाते हैं तो वी जस्ट लुक फॉर दैट इट शुड बी इजी टू यूज, इट शुड हैव गुड परफॉर्मेंस, इट ऑल्सो शुड बी कन्वीनियंट टू यूज, राइट. एंड वी डोंट केयर अबाउट द रिसोर्स यूटिलाइजेशन. हम ये नहीं देखते कि अगर हमारा सीपीयू जो है दैट इज आइडल, सपोज अगर उसका जितनी कैपेबिलिटी है उतनी कैपेबिलिटी से अगर 50% भी अगर हम यूज कर रहे हैं तो वी डोंट माइंड, बिकॉज इट्स अ सिंगल सिस्टम, सिंगल यूजर सिस्टम, राइट. एंड we talk about the different peripherals also. अगर मैं single user system की बात कर रहा हूँ, so we expect that my computer or my operating system should be able to manage all the peripherals that I'm connecting to, maybe say printer or any other peripherals for that matter, right? But when I'm talking about mobile devices like smartphones or tablets, so these are the operating system which are optimized for usability and battery life, right? And it has generally it has a feature of touchscreen where the user interacts the system by pressing or swiping fingers across the screen rather than using a physical keyboard or mouse, which we do in laptops or PCs. So many mobile devices also allows to interact through a voice recognition interface, such as Apple में Siri है, Google में Google Assistant है. So ये सारे features भी हमको incorporate करने पड़ते हैं depending upon the different system that we are using. So as you can see in these 2 points only, when I'm talking about single user, the operating system and my computer system basically had different expectations. In mobile system, the operating system has varied its priority. Now the priority is that we should optimize the battery life, it should optimize the accessibility, we should optimize that it should have a touchscreen interface, we have the focus on it should have a voice recognition interface, right? So operating system, it varies from different users. And there is another operating system or a computer system which we can talk about right now is embedded computers. So these embedded computers, for example, home devices and automobiles. अभी जो automated devices, home devices है, उसमें ये embedded computers होते हैं. So what do they have? They have numeric keypads or maybe some indicator lights which just tells you that the device is on or off. It just shows the status that the device is on or off, and it have a very limited interface, just like the numeric keypads or the touchscreen. But the operating system which is designed for embedded computers are primarily designed to run without user intervention. एम्बेडेड कंप्यूटर्स ऐसे कंप्यूटर्स होते हैं जिसका ओएस ऐसा डिजाइन किया जाता है जिसमें यूजर का लिमिटेड इंटरवेंशन होता है, शायद होता भी नहीं है, इट वर्क्स ऑटोमेटिकली. सो नाउ हियर द डिजाइन ऑफ एन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इज आल्सो डिफरेंट, राइट. सो बेसिकली अगर मैं यूजर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से अगर देखना चाहूँ कि कैसा मेरा सिस्टम वर्क करना चाहिए, कैसा मेरा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम वर्क करना चाहिए, सो व्हाट वी कैन कंक्लूड फ्रॉम दिस स्लाइड इज इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन what system we are going to use. If we are going to use a single user system, we would want to monopolize its resources and we don't worry about the resource utilization. If I'm going to use a mobile system, I would want it to have a touchscreen interface and voice recognition interface and the other optimization properties such as best battery life and accessibility. If I'm going to use an embedded computers which are embedded in home devices and automatic or automobiles, then it would have a little or no interface such as numeric keypads, or it would require no user intervention. So the design of an operating system differs from different system a user is going to use. So ये यूजर का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए. लेकिन अगर मैं बात करूं कि हाउ डज अ सिस्टम लुक एट द यूएस, कि जो मेरा कंप्यूटर है, मेरा सिस्टम है, वो ओएस को कैसे देख रहा है, एंड हाउ डज द कंप्यूटर सिस्टम एक्सपेक्ट एनी ओएस टू वर्क फ्रॉम द सिस्टम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. सो वी हैव टू मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड which we are going to talk about system view. अब सिस्टम के बारे में मुझे समझना है कि नाउ माय सिस्टम इज एक्सपेक्टिंग एन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम टू बिहेव इन अ सर्टेन वे. सो वो क्या करता है, नाउ सिस्टम ये चाहता है कि मेरा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, एक टर्म हमने यहाँ पे दिख रहा है स्क्रीन पे, कॉल्ड एज रिसोर्स एलोकेटर. वो एक्सपेक्ट करता है दैट एन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम मस्ट एक्ट एज अ रिसोर्स एलोकेटर। कोई भी सिस्टम अगर होगा तो व्हाट द सिस्टम एक्सपेक्टेशन इज कि उसके जितने भी रिसोर्सेज है, रिसोर्स कैन बी सीपीयू, मेमोरी, स्टोरेज, आईओ डिवाइसेस, ये सारे जो है ये प्रॉपरली मैनेज हो और प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज हो टू इट्स 100% efficiency. So we can say that an operating system, or we can view an operating system as a resource allocator. It allocates the resources. वो किसको allocate करेगा? To the different programs which are being executed in the background. Right. So basically, operating system acts as a manager of these resources. वो मैनेज करता है कि सीपीयू टाइम किसको देना है, कौन से प्रोसेस को देना है, मेमोरी कितनी एलोकेट करनी है किस प्रोग्राम को, सेकेंडरी स्टोरेज स्पेस मॉनिटर करना और मैनेज करना. देयर आर सेवरल आईओ डिवाइसेस, सो द रिक्वेस्ट आर कमिंग फ्रॉम the input devices to the CPU, or the requests are going from the CPU to the output devices. So that is what a resource allocator does. So ये सारा जो responsibility है, a system will expect an operating system to behave as a resource allocator, and it does. Operating system must also resolve the conflicting requests from resources. The second point. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि there are several requests coming for the same resources, as we have discussed in the previous class, that for example there is one shared memory which is the main memory, and at the same time two programs or process would want to use the same component at the same time. So there is a conflict of request. So operating system as a resource allocator must resolve these conflicting requests for resources, and it must decide how to allocate them, कि कौन से स्पेसिफिक प्रोग्राम्स और कौन से स्पेसिफिक यूजर को मैं कौन सा रिसोर्स एलोकेट करूं, सो दैट द कंप्लीट सिस्टम कैन ऑपरेट इफिशिएंटली एंड फेयरली. राइट. ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को हम लोगों ने जैसे यहाँ पर व्यू किया एज एन रिसोर्स एलोकेटर, सिस्टम ऑल्सो एक्सपेक्ट्स द ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम टू बिहेव as a control program, that it should not only allocate the resources as resource allocator, but it also controls the IO devices and user programs, and we can view an operating system as a control program. What does the control program does? It just emphasizes the need to control the various IO devices and user programs. We just not discussed that there are several programs which would require the reading and writing the data from IO devices. So how to manage them, how to control the input flowing from the input devices to the CPU and flowing the data from CPU to the output devices, and every two and fourth of the exchange of data has to be controlled. So that control from IO devices and the user program must be controlled by an operating system, and then we can term an OS as a control program. What does it do? It basically manages the execution of user programs. और जब हम कंट्रोल करते हैं कोई भी आईओ डिवाइसेस को, सो बेसिकली इट प्रिवेंट्स एनी एरर्स और improper use of the computer. So by emphasizing on control program, by emphasizing controlling the IO devices and user program, we are basically concerned with the operation and the control of IO devices, कि properly IO devices से data हमारा input से आए, हमारे CPU या फिर हमारे components में properly process हो. If we are allocating the main memory, it should allocate the main memory properly. If we are storing the data into secondary storage, it should be done properly without any conflicts. So system के viewpoint से अगर मैं देखना चाहूँ, so system expects an operating system to perform two responsibilities. One, an operating system must act as a resource allocator, and an operating system must act as a control program. Right? I hope this is clear. This is a very important topic in terms of your university exams also. If it is asked in a university exam, तो आ सकता है आपको कि what do you mean by an abstract components of a computer? Tagged along with this, you have to talk about the two different viewpoints of, that is user point viewpoint and system viewpoint of a operating system. Okay. So swiftly, after all this discussion, can we exactly define an operating system? हमने इतना define कर लिया कि OS ऐसा होना चाहिए system viewpoint से, OS वैसा होना चाहिए user point of view से, and we had also discussed the layman or the generic idea about operating system in the very first slide. So can we actually define an operating system? So the answer to this question is there is no universally accepted definition of an OS. कोई भी हमारे पास definition नहीं है OS की exact. Because होता क्या है, कंप्यूटर सिस्टम क्यों डेवलप हुए? द फंडामेंटल गोल ऑफ एनी कंप्यूटर सिस्टम इज टू एग्जीक्यूट अ प्रोग्राम, और जिससे प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट करने के बाद हम यूजर की प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कर पाए क्विकर एंड ईजियर, राइट? इसी हिसाब से कंप्यूटर्स डेवलप किए गए, दैट वी कैन एग्जीक्यूट अ प्रोग्राम एंड वी कैन सॉल्व यूजर प्रॉब्लम्स ईजियर. अब प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करने के लिए, ये कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम्स को एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए हार्डवेयर डिजाइन हुए, बट वी कैन नॉट यूज द हार्डवेयर डायरेक्टली. सो हार्डवेयर को यूज हम डायरेक्टली नहीं कर सकते, सो देन दे डेवलप्ड एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम्स. अब ये एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम्स, फॉर एग्जांपल स्प्रेडशीट्स, वर्ड प्रोसेसर, ब्राउजर्स एंड ऑल, दे रिक्वायर आईओ डिवाइसेस, इनपुट आउटपुट डिवाइसेस की जरूरत पड़ती है. सो इनपुट आउटपुट डिवाइसेस केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस. So now we talked about hardware components, we talked about application programs, we talked about IO devices. So to sum it up, to control and allocate all these resources into one piece, हमको सॉफ्टवेयर की जरूरत पड़ी, and that software is basically the operating system. So this can be defined as an operating system. I request all the other students to just kindly put your roll numbers into the chat box, because I could see only 2 students have dropped their roll numbers. Okay. So what can be a definition of an operating system? No universally accepted definition. Okay. But there is one important term called as kernel. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Now you would understand this. जैसे ही आपने अपना मोबाइल फोन ऑन किया, ठीक है, जैसे ही आप अपना मोबाइल फोन ऑन करते हो, स्विच ऑफ ऑन हो जाता है, योर मोबाइल फोन इज करंटली रनिंग. अगर आप उसको स्विच ऑफ करते हो तभी आपका मोबाइल फोन स्विच ऑफ हो रहा है. सो द टाइम फॉर विच योर मोबाइल फोन इज ऑन टिल द टाइम इट इज स्विच्ड ऑफ, कोई ना कोई एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम है जो कंटिन्यूअसली रन हो रहा होगा, which we refer generally as an operating system. But that particular part is termed as a kernel, which you can see on the screen. The one program running all at all the times on the computer is called as kernel, which is a part of an operating system. So this is a very important component of an operating system, the one program which is running all the time on the computer. Okay, so this can be defined, this can be another definition of an operating system, that kernel, it is a part of an operating system which is one program running at all the time on the computer. हम OS को और भी अलग तरीके से डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. कर्नल के अलावा और भी 2 प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं जो इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं OS में. वन इज अ सिस्टम प्रोग्राम, अनदर इज अ एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्राम. सिस्टम प्रोग्राम ships with operating system but is not part of the kernel, and operating system is all program associated with the operating system which we already know. आज की डेट में OSs जो है, it is not only limited to laptops but it is also highly connected to general purpose PCs and mobile computing. So OSs को आजकल OSs को middleware भी include करना पड़ता है. So what does a middleware do? Middleware is basically a software का framework that provide additional services to application developers such as database, multimedia, and graphics. So this is a very hazy definition of an OS. You can just think by yourself that right now we don't have a universally accepted definition of an OS, just because the idea, the role, or the functionality of an OS differs for different purposes. Supercomputer का OS differently work करेगा. जनरल पर्पस ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, सॉरी, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर का ओएस जो हम लोग यूज करते हैं वो डिफरेंटली वर्क करेगा. मोबाइल फोन का ओएस है वो डिफरेंटली वर्क करेगा, राइट? सो दीज आर जस्ट द नॉमेनक्लेचर दैट यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड. व्हाट डू इट बाय कर्नल, what is a system program, what is an application program, and the basic definition of OS, you should keep it in your mind. It is an interface which bridges the gap between an application programs and a hardware, and it allows users to use the hardware as an application program, which we have been discussed few very number of times now. Okay, so now we'll swiftly move to the last 2 topics that we are going to see a system computer का organization और उसका operation. ठीक है, बहुत सिंपल सा है, ये आपको पता ही है कि किस तरीके से कंप्यूटर सिस्टम ऑर्गेनाइज होता है, कितने सारे कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं, कैसा डेटा इनपुट में आता है, कैसे प्रोसेस होता है, कैसे शेयर्ड मेमोरी में आता है, यही सारा हमको डिस्कस करना है. बट लेट्स डिस्कस इट one time once. Okay. So what you can see on the screen is the diagram on the right hand side. The diagram has four gray blocks, that is CPUs, disk controller, USB controller, graphics adapter, and one blue box, that is memory. So first of all, I would like to emphasize this memory is called as a shared memory. So as you can see, why it is shared memory, because CPU can use it, disk controller can use it, USB controller can use it, graphics adapter also can use it, the memory. That's why it is called a shared memory. How these four components are using this shared memory? With the help of system bus. So the second most important part of computer system organization is the common bus. Now we are talking about device controllers. So ये जो आपको दिख रहा है, disk controller is a device controller, USB controller is also a device controller, graphics adapter is also a device controller. डिवाइस कंट्रोलर का काम सिर्फ यही होता है कि इट बेसिकली कंट्रोल्स द डिवाइसेस विच आर कनेक्टेड. फॉर एग्जांपल हियर डिस्क्स, all the disks which are being connected, which are being connected and which can use the shared memory via the single bus is being handled by disk controller, is one device controller. All the peripherals such as mouse, keyboard, printer, which are being connected via USB and which can use the shared memory with the help of system bus, this USB controller is again a device controller. It controls the device. Similarly, when I'm talking about graphics adapter, which enables our monitor to be connected to the connected to our organization architecture, and it can use the shared memory with the help of system bus. So this graphics adapter is also a device controller. And talking about CPUs, your computer system organization and architecture can have one CPU or more CPUs. We also know that. Okay, so this is basically how a modern general purpose computer system looks like. It can have one or more CPUs. Let me erase all the ink. Right. So a computer system consists of one or more than one CPUs. It can have number of devices connected through common bus with the help of device controllers. Now the device controller can be disk controller, can be USB controller, can be graphics adapter. And this common bus, which is this system bus, because this is called as common bus because it is common to all of them. Even the CPU can use the same bus, this controller can use the same bus, USB control can use the same bus, graphics adapter can use the same bus, and the same bus is being connected to the memory, which is shared among all. And the last is shared memory. Now talking about the device controller, now we have to talk about these three components in general. Each device controller is in the charge of specific type of device. For example, अगर मैं disk controller की बात कर रहा हूँ, so this device controller is in the charge of specific type of devices of disk. If I'm talking about USB controller, this is a specific type of device controller which only control or is in charge of USB devices such as mouse, keyboard, and printer, and so forth. The same holds for graphics adapter also. Depending upon the controller, अब ये जो controller है, depending upon that we can have more than one devices to be attached. Here you can see in USB controller 3 devices are being connected. You can see in adapter for representation purpose only one device is being connected. So it differs from controller to controller, right? Here in this example we can say the USB controller allows us to connect more than one device. Now the device controller, जितने भी हैं device, disk controller हो, USB हो या graphics adapter हो, it maintains a local buffer and special purpose register. Now what is the use of local buffer storage and set of special purpose register? So the idea is very simple, because suppose any user is inputting any data from the keyboard, this particular data will be traveled from this, will be given to the USB controller and ultimately will be traveled to the CPU, to the shared memory, or maybe it will be transferred to CPU for another processing. So for time being, for the intermediate storage, it would require some storage to store the data. So that means we would have a local buffer and we would have special purpose register where these data will be stored temporarily or during the intermediate calculations. Okay, so the device controller बेसिकली ये जो डिवाइस कंट्रोलर है, सो दिस डिवाइस कंट्रोलर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर मूविंग द डेटा बिटवीन द पेरिफेरल डिवाइसेस एंड द लोकल बफर ऑफ द स्टोरेज। कहाँ से डेटा लेना है, कहाँ पे डेटा देना है, ये सब भी कौन मैनेज करता है? डिवाइस कंट्रोलर, मूविंग द डेटा बिटवीन द पेरिफेरल डिवाइसेस। ओके, नाउ हर एक डिवाइस कंट्रोलर के लिए हमारे पास एक एक डिवाइस ड्राइवर भी होता है। फॉर एवरी डिवाइस कंट्रोलर वी हैव अ डिवाइस ड्राइवर। ठीक है, ये भी आप लोगों को अच्छे से पता होगा, बिकॉज इफ देर इज सम ड्राइवर्स मिसिंग इन योर लैपटॉप, द पर्टिकुलर component does not work. For example, if you don't install the audio drivers, the audio jack does not work. Suppose if you do not install the monitor or the graphics adapter driver, your monitor might not work properly, right? So we also know that for every device controller we must have a device driver. Now, talking about interrupt. Interrupt ये भी आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है. What do you mean by an interrupt? Basically, interrupt is a special signal which interrupts the CPU. Actually, वो किसको interrupt करता है? CPU को. When the CPU is interrupted, basically it stops what it is doing immediately and transfers the execution to the interrupt. कभी-कभी होता है कि for example, the data, for example, the data is being transferred from keyboard to USB controller to the memory. So data keyboard से आ रहा है और USB controller से होते हुए system bus का use करते हुए memory से आ रहा है. Now, as we know that this is a common system bus, so at the same time, we are considering in this situation that at the same time only one component can use the system bus. So the interrupt is continuously checking whether this particular system bus is idle or free for data transfer or not. अभी तक ये use कर रहा है, use कर रहा है, use कर रहा है. So the signal will be no, the system bus is busy. But the moment the data transfer is complete, the interrupt will signal the CPU that yes, the system bus is now available for data transmission. So इस तरीके से जो आपका CPU है, उसको interrupt signals पहुंचाए जाते हैं. There are different type of interrupts. You must have learned about interrupts in the previous subjects in previous semesters, I'm sure, right? So ये काम जो है वो भी device controller का ही होता है. The device controller informs the CPU that it has finished its operation by causing an interrupt. This operation can be anything. It operation can be transfer of data from peripherals to memory, or from memory to peripherals, or maybe from peripherals to displaying it to the monitor, right? Wherever the shared system bus is being used, the interrupt is being used to intimate the CPU that the operation is being completed or not. If you have to talk more about the system organization, then the CPU and the device controller, I'm just blocking them as device controller. So the CPU and device controller can execute in parallel. ये लोग parallelly में execute कर सकते हैं, but how? By competing for memory cycle. और memory cycle को manage करने के लिए there is another component called as memory controller. Right? जैसे there is a device controller which controls the different disk controllers, USB controller, graphics adapter, and the peripherals. वैसे ही to execute the CPU and the different device controllers, we have a memory controller which synchronizes the access between the memory. Now, memory is being shared, obviously, so we would require some kind of a controlling factor which would control and synchronizes the access between different peripherals, different CPUs, and different device control, so that they can use the shared memory efficiently. ठीक है, तो वो कौन मैनेज करता है? मेमोरी कंट्रोलर. मेमोरी कंट्रोलर इंश्योर्स एन ऑर्डरली एक्सेस टू शेयर्ड मेमोरी. ये भी आप लोगों ने प्रीवियस सेमेस्टर्स में पढ़ा होगा. टाइम स्लॉटिंग मेमोरी शेयर्ड मेमोरी होती है, दैट फॉर this particular time, for example, say for 1 second CPU will use, for another 1 second this controller will use, for another second USB controller will use, and for another second graphics adapter will use, and then again the access has been given to CPU. So time slot. ऐसे ही बहुत सारे different techniques हैं which memory controller works on. Okay. So now, if I have to summarize this, जो हमने अभी तक if I have to summarize this, जो हमने अभी तक पढ़ा है, that what does a computer system architecture is all about or working. So basically, अगर मुझे उसको summarize करना है, so what we can see that IO devices and CPU can execute concurrently, which we just now saw, and it is being possible with the help of मेमोरी कंट्रोलर. मेमोरी कंट्रोलर वो मेमोरी जो है वो शेयर्ड मेमोरी साइकिल का यूज करके आईओ डिवाइसेस और सीपीयू को कॉन्करेंटली एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए अलाउ करता है. We have also talked about that each device control is in charge of a particular device. ये भी हमने देखा that for example USB controller is in the charge of the devices which are connected through USB ports and so on. We have also talked about that each device controller has its local buffer and special set of registers also. तो इसकी जरूरत इसीलिए पड़ती है because the data is being flowing from the input, it has been given to the memory and the shared memory and the CPU and vice versa. तो दोनों केस में मुझे टेम्पररी डेटा होल्ड करने के लिए, इमीडिएट डेटा होल्ड करने के लिए आई वुड रिक्वायर लोकल बफर एंड आई वुड रिक्वायर अ सेट ऑफ स्पेशल पर्पस रजिस्टर. सो यस, ईच डिवाइस कंट्रोलर हैज लोकल बफर एंड स्पेशल सेट ऑफ रजिस्टर्स. We also discussed that each device controller has its device driver also. हर एक controller का एक device driver भी होता है which manages it. We have also discussed that yes, CPU moves the data from main memory to local buffers and vice versa. And the IO is from the device to local buffer of the controller. And lastly, what we have discussed that the device controller informs the CPU that it has finished its operation by the help of causing an interrupt. So this is the basic way in which your computer system works. So अभी जैसे जैसे हम लोग आगे आगे जाएंगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा that operating system has a tremendous amount of work to do in the background. So this is all part of an operating system, that it is managing the IO devices, it is managing the CPU, it is managing that both of them are executing concurrently, it is managing the device control, it is managing the memory controller, it is also managing the interrupt coming, it is also managing the data coming from the peripherals coming into the system, or after processing the data going out to the output devices and so on. There are so many fundamental responsibility and functionalities being provided by an operating system. Okay, so I'm going to wrap the class, today's class at this particular slide, and in the next class we are going to talk about the further topics of unit number 1. Right? If anybody has any doubt, they can ask away directly, and if you cannot unmute yourself, you can put your question in the chat box.